Wayne Smith's been wanting a test, Chelsea, for this team up front at this World Cup. Obviously, Scotland to come, and then it's all on in the quarterfinals knockout rugby. How much of a test did Wales provide, and how easy is it going to be for this team to make those adjustments that they talked about at the end of the game?
I think that's the really interesting thing at the moment. We've had England and France play an absolute blockbuster of a match against each other. So I think that's quite beneficial for them. However, we've got that footage of them now as well. The Black Ferns have still not been tested to where we need to be tested. We've had the games against Aussie. We've played them 4 times. Aussie lost to Scotland. They just beat Scotland yesterday. And obviously we put a big score on Wales today. So we were behind to Aussie for a bit, so we have been behind the post. But
we expected to win this game. Come on, we expected to win this game. We know Wales are part of a Six Nations. So we expected to go and win this game. We've won the first game, JK, Chelsea. I look at this now and go, what we're trying to avoid, JK, surely, is when we get to the quarterfinal, then the semi-final, being surprised about how good, and we've seen it, how good England or France are going to be. It was a completely different contest last night. That was a different game of rugby. They were playing at a different level than we saw today, that we've seen through this tournament so far.
Yeah, look, I think part of the issue is that when you get together late and the preparation has completely changed and the coaching staff have come in, when you're building a team, sometimes some things go well, others don't. Today we saw the scrum, they'll go away and have to work on that. And that's just the lateness of the preparation. You can't get around that. I think there's a couple of issues for me. We have to make sure that the referees keep the speed in the game. So we've got to have a fast game, because I think that'll be most important for us. And when does Wayne settle on his selection? How did Ruby go? You thought that was a success at fullback?
I kept an eye on Ruby from the stands. I was quite interested to see her positional play, and Ruby does the most homework out of anyone I've ever met in the team. So I knew she would have been doing that all week, and I thought she was outstanding. Her positional play, the way she worked with her back three, really good. So there's a really solid 15 option for Wayne Smith, and having Ruby at the back, you can keep Portia Woodman, Aisha Leti-Inga on the wings and have all 3 of them working together.
We'll take a look at the standings and we'll dive into the Black Ferns a lot more and see statistically where they're at and how they stack up against France and England at this World Cup. But this is Pool A, and obviously a couple of wins for the Black Ferns to get things going. One against the Wallaroos to start, of course, at Eden Park. Then Wales. Scotland still to come, who led Australia yesterday, and then the Aussies came back. They need to watch their discipline as well. A couple of players sent off again for them. Pool B, Canada out in front, and second place overall in the standings, ahead of Italy, USA and Japan there. And then, of course, they are calling it the pool of death. England, France, up the top there. England, a couple of wins. South Africa and Fiji still playing as we speak at this World Cup. 14 all currently in that match. I guess, Chelsea, we talked about the pool the Black Ferns are in. Do they take enough out of watching that game against England and France? Is there anything they can learn from watching that game yesterday? Can Wayne Smith go, they're doing things differently from what we saw on the India tour last year? Are you seeing anything different from both of those teams? Look,
you'd have to take a lot out of watching that game. It was physical. It was everything we'd expect from both those teams. And the way they're playing hasn't changed since the end of your tour. If anything, they've gotten fitter and faster, and the speed of the game is a lot quicker. So those girls watching the game, the Black Ferns, I know they'll be looking at the physicality, the things that England and France do off the ball, that the teams that they've played so far haven't put them under that type of pressure.